It's being recorded. 1 minute. Is it working? I was setting it up
Good.
still.
I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. And shalom. This is Gidon Ariel, and I'm here with my good friend, Pastor Alan Latta. How are you, Alan?
Doing well, doing well. Shalom Aleichem.
It's been a little bit of a while. We meet about once a
Yeah.
month, I think, and if we skip one, then it's 2 months.
Yes, definitely. Today had two appointments, the original one for today and then the one that got switched from last time. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
so now everything seems to be okay. So we're back on target, maybe.
Yes, I think so.
So what's going on with you over there down in Granbury?
Well, I just finished a teaching series at church called Hot Topics, where I took a survey. I believe you participated in that. And
How many weeks was that?
it was 12 weeks. And the top 10 was a subject of Israel and the Middle East.
You should have invited me. I would have done a guest hot topic, man.
Yeah, well, we've spoken on that so much. I wasn't feeling inspired till I stumbled across some people that saying Israel is not Jewish. They're not Jews, and so it fired me up again. Let's tackle this again. So I started with God as creator of everything, therefore He's the owner of everything, and then the scriptural basis of which He's given to man as stewardship or responsibility. And in that context, he has the right to judge when there's wickedness. So we have the great flood, and then the covenant with Abram and the promise of the land. So we were off and running with that. So yeah, that was
Well,
enjoyable.
Alan, that's exactly the first Rashi in the Torah. You remember who Rashi is, right?
Yes.
And that's it. So every first grader knows that.
Yeah. Well, I hadn't approached that subject. I just basically, God promised to Abraham, that's it, deal with it. So we went
Well,
back
well,
in
that's what
time.
Rashi says. Rashi says God created the world. He
Yes.
decides who gets what. He decides he takes it from this one and gives it to that one. And so don't say that we're bad, that we're thieves. God gave us this land. He's in charge.
Yes, for sure. Anyway, and then I just touched on the Jews aren't really Jews question, which is the dumbest thing in the world. Why would you choose to suffer and be persecuted and chased all over the world for the sake of
Crazy.
saying you're Jewish? This is dumb.
It really
And
is.
yeah,
No, there were some dumb people. There were some amazing people throughout history that chose to join the Jewish people,
yes,
and there are laws about it. The law is that if somebody comes and says, "I want to join the Jewish people," then they go to a rabbi. The rabbi says, "Don't you know that the Jews are the most trodden upon, the most hurt, and the most a problem? They have the biggest problem, the most offended, the most all that." He said, "Yes, I know it, and I'm not worthy. If they
yeah,
say that, then you can take them."
okay, yes,
It's an interesting story. But and evidently, I don't even know that it's really true. There's a story that there was a kingdom in a place called Kuzari. But
okay,
I don't know if that's beyond the Sambatyon River, that it's like Never Land. I don't know that it's really true. But
okay,
anti Semites grab onto it and say, yeah, all of the Jews are from that, and so none of them are really Jews. What?
good, yeah. Well, if you look at your family tree, go back to the great grandparent level, that's uh, 8 people. The great great grandparent level, that's 32 people, and only one of them has the same last name as your father. So when you look at that, I looked at it, I didn't feel very much like a Latta. In fact, there was two characters on that line of 32 people that had the same last name, Hawkins. So people don't understand how fatherhood passes on the lineage of who we are. And you go back in time, a little confusion can set in when you look at the family tree. That doubles every generation unless there's incest or something crazy. But
Well, it's
yeah,
not necessarily. It's not. I don't think. I don't think it's only incest. I think that once you get back so many generations, then you might have somebody marrying their cousin's cousin without them even knowing about it. Something like
Yes.
that.
Yes. Could be. But this one generation at my great grandparent level, two different men married Hawkins girls who weren't sisters, but they were somehow related. So, anyway, it is what it is. So, I had fun with it. And then last Sunday was a concluding topic. It came in at number 13. The reason I included it as the 12 is it's on the fear of God, and one of the 13 is the book of Revelation. Well, that's not going to be one Sunday. I'll have to do that another time as its own series.
What
But
the
well,
hot topic is just the hot topic is just what do you have to say about the book of Revelation?
yes, it's going to be something I'll have to dive into and just teach the whole thing. So anyway, it was on the fear of God. If we could talk about that, um, it's the
I just want to
beginning.
understand some of these hot topics. What tell me all of them. What were they in the end? Do you remember
Oh
offhand?
goodness, let me look them up. Uh, so anyway, the last one was the fear of God, number
Right,
13.
we'll get to that in a minute.
So I have the top 12. So almost there. I took a photo of the list and yeah, I should tell you because you participated. Okay, so I have it on my computer. Let me minimize the screen. Tell me if
Sure.
you go away.
I'll be right here waiting for you.
Are we still there?
I'm here.
Oh, still
I
there.
see you.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Yeah, I need to. Okay, so the first one was abortion and the idol of convenience.
That was
The,
one. What was that? An hour lecture?
yes, yeah, it was. The modern idol of convenience, abortion. For me, the reason it's such a temptation is people do not know that God is able to help redeem every difficult situation and bring good out of it. Anyway, so I wasn't condemning it in any way. Words from God and hearing Him speak in a noisy world, how we can hear God. The significance of spiritual gifts. Are the gifts for His people today? Oh my goodness, this isn't in the sequence. Hold on. This is in the numbers of the. All right. Okay. Abortion and the modern idol of convenience, the perils of socialism and wokeism, and how the church must not respond. Number three, can a Christian lose their salvation, and is it possible one might need deliverance? Number four, which was tied with number three, was Israel and the Middle East. But I saved it to last because I thought, oh, I've dealt with this enough already. We just spoke last year on honoring Israel.
Huh.
Then the next one was, are we focused on Christ or bogged down by cultural and political concerns? The next one was LGBTQIA plus issues and local church leadership. The next one was witnessing out of love, not judgment, and why the good news is still good. The next one was the revelation of Jesus Christ. That's that book I'll have to deal with on its own. The next one was how to teach our children to stand firmly in this confusing world. The next one was Jesus, Christians and churches in government and politics.
Hmm.
Next one was practicing the presence of God. The next one was words from God and hearing Him in a noisy world. And then the fear of the Lord, the Holy Spirit and the fear of the Lord. So
Fascinating.
Israel in the Middle East was number 12 because I got inspired again. So I thought, you know, this never seems to go away. I've got to really hammer it home. So
You're absolutely right. No, you say, I spoke about it just last year.
yeah,
We speak
so
about Israel every week and we can't get enough of it.
yeah. I look at me. I mean, I taught this stuff. I had to go look for the list myself. Yeah. Anyway,
So you say the fear of what was it? The fear of
the,
the Lord?
the fear of the Lord. One of the Hebrew words is yireh or yirah, related to the
Year
word
ah. Year ah, it's
yirah,
pronounced.
related to yar, yair. Yeah, so it's the beginning of wisdom. It's the beginning of knowledge. It God pities those who fear Him. We're commanded to fear Him, to learn to fear Him. We're to teach our children to fear the Lord.
One
Uh,
second. This is the concordance, the concordance. I think have I ever shown you
okay.
this book?
Okay, I love it.
So yeah, so it's every word in Hebrew in the Bible in alphabetical order. So I'm going to look up Yirah, that book and that word and see how many times. Here, for example, I don't know if you'll be able to see this. This is the word because.
Oh my
Let me
goodness!
let me tell you how many times I just opened it up. It happens a lot. But I got the end of it. The word because seems to appear, one second, about 4,420 times
Wow.
in the book in the Old Testament. Yes.
Yeah.
So Yirah, here the name of God here I see seems to appear about 6,600 times in that version.
Okay.
So the word Yirah, it's kind of seems to be, one second, 43 plus. It appears as a verb about 43 times, and it appears as a noun about 44 times.
Okay. Interesting.
So, and in fact, it appears quite a few times in Psalms, quite a few times in Psalms, and quite a few times in Proverbs, but it appears in numerous other books as well.
Yes.
Maybe, wait a second. Yes.
Leviticus numerous times and Deuteronomy a few times.
Wait. I'm a little bit surprised here because there's another word here. No. Add another 250.
Okay.
Okay, so now we got it all. A little bit surprised that it's two different kinds, but it's really the same. This is fears and keeps God's commandments, and this is also fear. So I don't know why he why they differentiated it and divided into three different entries.
Yeah. Well, there's commands to fear not. But is it the same word?
So
I,
there are two different words. There are probably a few different words. Yeah, there are probably a few different words for fear. Yes, there's definitely the word al tira, which do not fear. Al tira avdi Yaakov, do not fear my servant Jacob. Don't remember. I think also Abraham.
so Yira is part of that word.
Oh yeah. The way Hebrew works is there's usually a three-letter root of the word, and
Okay.
Yud Resh Aleph YRA, if you will. So that's Yira. But if you put a T at the beginning of the word, then that's second person of masculine. Tira means be afraid. If I'm telling you to be afraid. If it would be a woman, then you would add a yud at the end of it. So it would be tira e.
Hmm.
And it also is similar to the word to see. There's ra'ah and yira. And so many of the words to an ear that isn't very fine-tuned, it sounds like the same thing. Anyway. So yeah, so there's a lot. So what kind of question you got?
Oh, about the cutoff instructions. First appearance of it I see is in dealing with people that will eat leavened. If someone eats leavened bread during the feast of unleavened bread, they shall be cut off. And
Well,
there's several
that's
in
not
there, but
Yirah.
what does that mean? No, no, no. That was okay. I thought you were changing the subject. Yeah, just
I wasn't. I was one. So
yeah,
you're
yeah.
done with the
So
fear of the Lord.
okay, I thought yeah. So the Jewish perspective on the fear of the Lord. Yes.
So the Jewish perspective on the fear of the Lord, I think, against conventional wisdom amongst Christians, Christians think that the Christian God is the God of love, and the
Oh
Jewish
yeah,
God
yeah,
is the God of fear.
yeah. So
So you're laughing already,
yeah,
because
they haven't read the book of Genesis. I mean,
exactly,
God's love is all over that book.
and not only the Book of Genesis, really all over.
I know, but
The very
just
fact that the people of Israel behaved so terribly in the books of Kings and of Judges and all that only goes to show how much He loves us, and
yes,
it says so already in the Ten Commandments. One second, we just read this a couple of weeks ago, I think. Oops, second. Yeah, so here's Yitro. So it says, "You shall. I am the Lord your God, brought you out of Egypt from the house of slaves." I won't translate word for word. You shall have no other gods before me. Don't make any kind of statue or any kind of picture in the land, in the sea, wherever. Don't bow down to them. Don't serve them, because I am Lord your God. I am a zealous or a jealous God. I will visit the sins of the fathers on the sons until the third or the fourth generation for those that who I hate.
yes.
So people hear that and say, "Oh, look at that! He keeps a grudge for 4 generations."
Well,
How?
that's a blessing. He blesses to 1,000 generations, but
And
this,
then the next verse is, "And I will deal graciously for thousands,
yes,
for those whom I love and those who keep my commandments."
yes,
And that's what happened over here. Abraham loved God, kept his commandments. I'm not going to go and find the verse where it says specifically because he kept my commandments. And so, therefore, he is going to keep loving Abraham for 1,000 generations, even for 2,000 generations at least, because here for thousands, it says, not 1,000.
oh, that's good.
So that's why God is holding his breath with us. We really mess up, but he holds on to us. It
Yes,
says they're right. So people only read the first part,
yes,
but they forget about the main part, which is the end. He kept the best for last.
yeah. And it's not that he holds a grudge for 4 generations. There must be consequences. So in his mercy, he lets us have consequences so we learn. It
That's right.
works that way in the natural world too. If I
Exactly.
drive like an idiot and I'm in a wreck, everybody in the car suffers because of my foolishness. Consequences.
That's right. That's right. So we have I wouldn't say a love-hate relationship, but a love-fear relationship with God. But then again, we should have the same relationship with our parents.
Yes.
It says Ish imo va'aviv tirau. Let me see if I can quickly find the source of that. Here it comes. 1 second. Or so I thought. Yes. It is Leviticus 19:3. Here, I have the book right here. Let me look it up quickly. Leviticus 19, I said. 3. 19. 1 second. Oh yeah, there you go. God spoke. This is the beginning of one of my favorite passages or chapters, or if you will, even books or something in episodes might be the right word of the
Yeah.
Bible. We read, we divide the whole book of the whole five books of Moses into 52 weeks, a weekly portion. So in Leviticus 19, it goes probably until Leviticus 20, verse 27, but it starts with 1. And God spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the people of Israel and tell them that you shall be holy, for I am holy. I am the Lord your God. Every man should fear his mother and his father, and he should keep my Sabbaths. I am the Lord your God. So you want to be holy? First of all, fear your mother and your father. Don't only honor them, which it says in the Ten Commandments, but also fear them. So you got fear and honor and love all in a jumble,
Yeah, that's good.
etc.
So I'm not afraid of my wife, but I'm afraid of hurting her. That would break my heart.
And so you should be afraid of hurting God. Now, God, of course, you're not.
Yeah,
He's not going to walk around with a black eye if somebody hurts him. But hurt means you're hurting the relationship.
that's good. That's good.
So you have to fear from hurting that relationship, also for your own good, because you want to hold on to that relationship.
Yes, that's good. Yeah.
What else, sir?
Well, there were promises, fear the Lord, things will go well for you. Fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, beginning of knowledge. Um,
Again, there's 250 verses, or 350 verses with the word fear in them. So I'm not going to. We get started, we'll never stop. We could do a maybe a year long series just on the word fear.
yes. Oh, we read a lot of scriptures. Anyway,
I'm sure.
we're,
So how did everybody like it? Did you have more people coming than usual, or what?
we did. We had an unusual crowd. They seemed to all like it. Um,
Baruch Hashem.
there's far too much over familiarity with God, I think, and it allows Christians to use it as a license for sin, I think.
Oh God,
Familiarity breeds contempt, and God's worthy of our respect and honor. And the fact He
and
shows
not contempt.
mercy is a reason to obey, reason to pursue His will for our life.
Amen. Well, that's wonderful. Did you record these
Yeah.
lessons?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Are they on YouTube or something?
Yeah, there'll be. I'll send you a link when it gets up. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'll see when I can listen to them. If they're an hour each, I don't have time for that kind of stuff, but we'll try. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll skip synagogue one more morning and I'll listen to you instead.
Oh, okay. These will be available on demand. So yeah. Anyway.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anything else for today, sir?
Yes, the cutoff instructions, or are they like promises to avoid if you eat bread during the feast of unleavened bread, that person should be cut off. There's numerous things like that. When they're
Okay,
cut
I'll look
off,
it up again. I'll
is
look it
it
up
run
again here
off?
in
I
the.
know in some cases God cut people off by opening up the earth and swallowing them, in Korah's case. But is there something for leadership to do in this endeavor? Uh,
Well, one second.
so like Leviticus,
So the funny thing is that the word this cut off that you said is
yeah,
karet.
great, okay.
And I'm pretty sure that if you look it up in the English Wikipedia, you would find it. Keret. Karet. Like like a 40 carat diamond.
And
Carat.
how it's cut. Okay.
But the same word is also used, the exact same word is also used to sign a covenant,
Okay.
because it also comes from to cut a covenant. You
Yes.
remember the covenant between Abraham and God, the
Genesis
covenant of the
15.
pieces.
Yeah,
So he
15.
cuts them.
Yes.
So it's very interesting that this very same word, I do believe, I mean, this word seems to appear in the Bible 283 times. So it seems that that they're both in the same thing.
Hmm. So you're cut into the
Yeah.
covenant and then cut out.
So somewhere, yeah, look at this. From 207 to 284, it's destroyed,
Hmm.
I guess. Anyway, so it's both make a covenant and destroy the object of the person of that should have been in a covenant. Very
Yeah.
interesting.
Well,
So we're walking on a fine line.
yeah, it's not clearly capital punishment as it is in some of the laws. This
Not at
one,
all.
does this
It
mean?
is. I was just learning about this a little bit in the daily page of the Talmud. It came up, and it's up to God. If somebody does something that God
God
talks
does.
about in the Bible that a person will be cut off, and it's up to God and us believing that.
Okay. I know in the last chapter of Nehemiah, Nehemiah ran some people off that wouldn't abide by the laws concerning their marriages.
I don't know what under what I mean. Obviously, he was in charge over there. He could do whatever he wants, but
Yeah,
I don't know that what he did in the book of Nehemiah is what we understand that the Jewish people are supposed to do in certain cases according to the Bible, according to the Torah, according to the book of Deuteronomy or whatever, the five books of Moses.
yeah.
But again, I don't have it off the top of my head.
Well, I wasn't going anywhere. I was just curious. I come across this, if they drink blood, cut them off. Eat leavened bread, cut them off. Make incense to see what the incense smells like in the temple or the tabernacle, cut them off. They shall be cut off. So this is God's responsibility to do it, I guess. So,
That's right. That's right. But it's clear that God doesn't want us to do that stuff.
yeah. So the ones that
Some of
so
it is easier. Some of it is easier. Okay, you don't want me to make incense like this. I won't make incense like this. No skin off my nose. But if God says thou shalt keep the Sabbath or keep the Yom Kippur, then it's basically a question: do you believe him or don't you?
yes, won't be included in the cutting in. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, did I tell you that I'm publishing a book, the autobiography of a Holocaust survivor?
Oh, yes.
I told you that.
No.
So I will quickly tell you that I was introduced to this 94-year-old Holocaust survivor, and I went to talk to him and I asked him some questions, and then afterwards I brought a friend of mine, and she started asking him the same questions, and he said, "Listen, I don't mind answering your questions, but I've already written a book with all the answers in it." So I said, "I want to see it." What was the book? Just like a seventh grade a report, It's
Okay.
only 30 pages here. So
Okay.
I said, let me republish this for you.
Okay.
So I took it and I edited a little bit more and I translated it into English.
Wonderful.
So Bezrat Hashem, we are going to publish it and have it ready for his birthday, which is just before Pesach, which is in about a month and a half.
Sweet. So will it
So
be
I
available?
will, pardon me?
Will it be available on Amazon?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Yes,
And
I'll
I would love it if you would share that with your community, with your congregation, because
okay.
we're trying to raise money so that we can publish it.
Yes.
So I'll send you the link about it. It tells a little bit more about it. And if you have any other questions, please tell me.
All right. Great.
Okay. So
Well,
that's about it for now.
something did come to mind. I came across the reading the Torah, came across the being cut off instruction or promise or warning
Warning.
around the time I was dealing with some Gentiles wanting to be Jewish, but they were approaching the Torah like a cafeteria, picking and choosing here and there. And it's like, I don't think you can do that. And
No.
there's these cutoff warnings. Do you really want to dive in? Yeah. So it's not a cafeteria. So anyway, any thoughts on that before we go?
That's not a cafeteria for sure.
Yes.
Look, everybody's on a journey.
Yeah.
So what's better for somebody to say, well, I can't do it all, so I'm not going to do any of it? Or I'll try. Listen, when you're trying to teach your kid something and you've got a problematic kid, you probably didn't have any like that. So you take what you can get. And so if they're not doing so good on this, so you focus on that for now. And then when they grow up, they'll maybe be better. So on the one hand, you can't say, you're not allowed to say that, nah, this is not for me. I mean, you can say it, but that's not acceptable. But if you're saying for me, I believe in it all, but I'm just what do they say? The flesh is weak. Okay, so do all you can, do as much as you can. But don't say, nah, that's not for me. It's all for you, but do as much as you can. And of course, there's 613 commandments, which are elucidated into volumes and volumes of things. You know what? You do what you know. You try to learn more, and you try to do your best.
Yes.
Like this comes to mind. There's a law that you're not allowed to bite your fingernails on Shabbat. No. So people who bite their fingernails, how are they going to not bite their fingernails on Shabbat? You know. So they got to try, and that it's basically teaching a person to be more. What's the word? More not selfish or something like that, but with more willpower. That's what divides us between humans and animals. Animals don't have willpower; they just go according to their nature.
Yes. Live on
So we have
instinct.
to be people. We have to try our best to overcome our evil inclinations. And so by giving us more commandments, God has given us more opportunity to succeed in those commandments and get our reward for that. God rewards us for behaving properly.
Yes.
Tell my friend I got to go already.
Okay, thank
We've got a
you.
lot of time together, and let me just check to see when we are scheduled for the next time. Let's see, because we're coming up to holidays and weddings. Let's see, 1 second. No, I better do this 1 second. There you are on Monday, March 24th, I see.
Okay, I've got it scheduled.
Oh, so I'll see you then, Bezrat Hashem.